Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Abimbola Oyekoya. I'm the founder of the Better Tribe UK, a community that exists to support and enable immigrants thrive in the country they now call home. And I'm also a coach. I coach people on living their best life. And here with my very good friend, Dupe Akinsiun, and we're going to be just talking a little bit about AI today.
Mhm.
It's a topic that is really buzzing everywhere, and we just thought we should start to tease out the importance of this new tech and how it can enable us in our goals and ambitions as we journey through the year. So I'll let Dupe introduce herself. Over to you, Dupe.
Hi. All right. Thank you so much, Abby. My name is Dupe Akinsiun. As she said, I am also a coach and I also have a network, the Black Achievers Network, a group dedicated to supporting immigrants and integrating into the UK community primarily. So I'm excited to be here and I love the work Abby is doing. So it's a pleasure to hang out with Abby tonight and of course with you guys to discuss this very important topic today. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Dupe. And I'm sure you can already realize why we're in this together. We're doing similar work and all to make better the community that we belong to. So let's get right to it then. So AI. What is AI? What is AI? What is AI? Um, I think the one of the reasons why this is quite important to me at this time is the fact that sometimes we slow down on catching up on new trends because we're thinking, is it really important? Is it really something I should be doing? Is it really
Mhm.
something that is critical? I saw a magazine, a professional institute magazine, a couple of weeks ago, and on the top of it, it talked about AI might not be coming to replace your jobs, but your job might be given to someone who knows about AI, and that just kind of uh, it just kind of amplified the necessity of catching up with technology as it evolves in our environment. So
Mhm.
AI is artificial intelligence,
Mhm.
and it's technology that helps computer learn and make decisions like human beings.
Mhm.
And it's already part of our daily lives. I think that's just really critical to say because sometimes we feel like when technology comes about or is becoming very popular, we feel like, oh, it's not close to me yet. But if you use apps like Google Maps
Yeah.
or film suggestions um, or the shopping suggestions, that any app that suggests something that you can do is based off the technology of AI. So I'll let Dupe just share a bit around,
Mhm.
what you kind of how you see AI.
It's interesting. When we decided we're going to have this conversation, we're just going to flow. And it's very important to introduce it by describing or defining what it is. And the definition, or should I say the description, lies in its name, artificial intelligence. It's a form of intelligence that is artificial, right? It's man-made. And I think what I want to focus on is just sort of demystifying what AI is, because I realize that when people hear AI, it just like something, some light bulb just goes off in their head, like, oh my God, that's so
Yeah,
techy. That's something, that's not
exactly.
something,
That's on another
it's
level.
such a big word, like all that. But, guys, AI is a man made intelligence. It means that this is a technology that's been designed and developed by humans like you and I using their own human intelligence. So it is not something that is out of this world. It is something that is definitely within reach. These are things you're already interacting with, like Abby said, one way or the other, even as simple as Google Map, and I think you mentioned that, you're thinking of going on a journey and you put in your destination, and Google Map tells you, you know what, there's actually a shorter route to get to where you're going. And you have in that moment the option of exploring as many alternatives as possible. Why? Because there is an intelligence in that tool that has taken hold of information beyond your reach to bring everything, aggregate information so that you can make better quality decisions, so you can be more informed in your decision making. You see what I mean? So AI is a life enabler, if I can say that. And it is something that is, so you don't have to like, oh my God, that is techie. When people hear AI, I'm like, God, I'm not a tech person. No, you're a human being. You need AI. Anyone alive in this time and age needs resources, tools, applications that will help them make better quality decisions, and AI is one of those things you can use. So I'll leave it at that, so I didn't get ahead of myself.
Thank you, Dupe. Thank you, Dupe. And one of my first appreciation of AI was when I discovered speech to text on Microsoft Word. I discovered that I could read out what I wanted to type, and I could have Word type it out for me. And that for me was an eye opener, because, sometimes you're just really tired. You're thinking about what you need to do, and you're like, how do I get this done? And without thinking of the enablers you have around you, you might decide, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. But when you realize the enablers you have around you, you can just read out that text, have it typed out, and in less than half of the time you would have used, you can finesse your text, and then you're good to go. So that was one of the eye openers for me. Is there is so much that we have around us
Yeah,
that can be helping us be more effective, be more efficient with our time, especially because we haven't found a way to manufacture more time.
absolutely.
It's still 24 hours.
Absolutely.
So if
Yeah.
there's tools out there that kind of you can leverage to cut out the things that you don't have to do, so that you can focus on the things you need to do, I would say you should pay attention to it, because that is what would help with your productivity, and how you can get to do more with the limited time we've got in every day.
I agree. I agree. I mean, it's just so amazing, the work AI does for us. I love how you drummed on the efficiency, productivity piece, because I believe everybody has so much on their plate to do right now. Like the world just got busier, and I can imagine, you have a lot of competing priorities, trying to get your attention, and you feel overwhelmed, even from a well-being perspective.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I did a post the other day on LinkedIn, and I'm like, I think it was a Wellness Wednesday kind of theme. And I'm like, it's interesting to realize that the role technology plays in our well-being, because AI can literally take off all of those tactical things that you do, and just help you put all of that on autopilot, and you can free up your time for more strategic stuff. So I don't know if you're out there and you've told yourself you're not a tech person, you don't know how to code, you don't have a background in computer science, engineering, or any of those sort of things. But then you have tons of work to wake up to do at work tomorrow. I'm here to tell you that AI can help you free up time to do the things that are really important to you, making you more productive and making you have time, for yourself and things that are important to you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I know that sometimes a lot of people talk about some of the things that kind of eat up their time, like social media and binge watching, and sometimes what I want to get out of those examples is the fact that AI can be good,
Mm.
And AI can be detrimental as well. So depending on how you are interacting with it. So you might feel like, okay, I'm not going to interact with AI. But
Mm.
if you're watching Netflix, it's enabled by AI. When you watch a movie and it says at the end of the movie, was suggesting these 5 movies because you've watched that one. It's used the information
Yeah.
available on what you've watched to suggest something else for you, and
Mhm.
then it's taking more of your time away. If you
Yeah.
click on that, AI
Mhm.
is taking more of the time you don't have
Yeah.
away. There's even ways that on social media now people can, automate some of the things that you get to watch that takes your time
Mhm.
on Instagram, all of the different social platforms. So
Mhm.
whether or not you know or like it,
Mhm.
you're engaging with AI. And I think for me, I want people to be proactive about their lives, intentional about how I utilize my time,
Mhm.
and understand that sometimes the decisions we make because we think that we're not interacting with some things already.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
whether or not you know or like it, you're interacting with AI. So let's think about how can I interact with this um, advancement of technology in a way that betters my life.
Benefits me.
Exactly. That
Mhm.
helps me achieve the things that I want to achieve.
Mhm.
That helps me um, do more of the things that I want to do and not just follow what's out there. So there is a switching of, whether or not I like it, I'm engaging with AI.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
if you're using Uber apps,
Yeah.
you're engaging with AI. There's
Mhm.
there's a lot of things are built on artificial intelligence, and I know a lot of people would have heard about the chat GPT,
Mhm.
Copilot, all of those tools, and I
Mhm.
hope that you're using that to also help you become more efficient and effective in the things that you have to do. um, one of the uh, other things I wanted to mention is
Mhm.
around developing yourself, CV building, being able to ensure that um, you're leveraging AI to be able to, if you're looking to switch your jobs, or you're looking to develop yourself for the next level, how you can kind of leverage what exists. So, um, in I think I can't remember timings yet. I started to play around with Chat GPT and Copilot, and just to engage and to see, what is it that is, so gang
About this tools.
about these tools. And I think for me, it's how quick it does a lot of research and brings information to
To your
to you.
doorstep.
Exactly. By just prompting it. So if you're
Mhm.
thinking about, oh, I want to develop myself further, you can partner with AI to understand, so what are my current skills? What are the skills required for the role that I want to get into? And how do I bridge that gap? So if you're not already thinking to that level, AI can help you in that
Mhm.
space. So I think, I want this conversation to start to spur people to think about, so how can I take the next step? And that's why I gave that example, because I know quite a number of people are always looking at, okay, how do I develop myself further?
Mhm.
How do I present the skills that I have, which is one of the big challenges that we have within the communities
Absolutely.
that we support, is
Mhm.
how do I translate what I know, the experience that I have, in a way that it's valued as what it is.
Mhm. Yeah.
AI can help you there.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
not going to go into, okay, how you
Yeah. How to
develop a
use it.
prompt today, but we just want to kind of open up your mind to
Mhm.
start to think about, what is the journey I'm going to make this year with AI to
Mhm.
enhance my productivity, my efficiency,
Mhm.
how I can do more.
Yeah, I
Mm.
mean, Bimbo, it's so beautiful to I mean, just hearing you talk about it a little bit. I was just reflecting in my head, like, you know what, let's even pause for a second and not even look at just the professional side. Let's take a few steps back.
Mm.
I know that as human beings, we wake up every day. Maybe we have moments of reflections, you have questions in your mind, and sometimes some of these questions, maybe you have answers, maybe you don't. Maybe you are thinking of who to talk to, so sometimes brainstorm or
Mm.
bounce off some of the reflections you have. Breaking news: AI can be your thought partner. You can wake up. I mean, all of these questions, Bimbo. I mean, it's interesting because at the beginning of this year, a couple of, I mean, I've been used to using AI lately a lot more, and I remember I started to explore one or two career pathways, and I just did a prompt, chat GPT, you know what? This is what my background looks like. These are some of the areas, if I'm to go in this direction, considering these experiences I've had, these sort of places I've worked, these skills that I have, these certifications or qualifications that I have, how would you advise that I position myself? And I want you to act now in the capacity of a career advisor and just share with me your thoughts, being mindful of the future of world report by the World Economic Forum. What would you advise? And I almost hugged my phone like, oh my God. It came up with an 18-month roadmap
Oh, wow.
of how to move from where I am today to where I should be.
Mm.
It came up with a 70-20-10 model of the formal learnings I need to take, the connections I need to make on LinkedIn, people who are thought leaders in the fields I'm looking to move into, and how to position myself, pretty much, just things. And I could engage in that conversation like I was talking to a career advisor for real.
Mm.
And I say that to say that, just building on what Abby said about, I don't know what your questions are, but I believe you have questions. And it may
Yeah.
not be career related, it can be something else. I mean, I recently did a meal plan using ChatGPT. Yesterday, I came up with a hair growth formula for my hair using AI. And so I got my ingredients and I'm going to be formulating something soon. And I'm hoping I'm going to be showing you at some point how long my hair has grown from what ChatGPT has offered me. It's just to show you how unlimited the resources are, because what AI does is pretty much takes your questions and goes into the world's database, the World Wide Web, and says, what sources of information address these questions that you have? And it puts it together in a very organized, concise manner. And then it even asks you if you need additional help. So I want you to see AI not as something that is coming to take your work, but see AI as your partner. Like you
Mm.
can work together to deliver on your outcomes, whatever that might be. So I want us to see it that way. I don't want us to see it like, I don't know how, I think the fear that has been put in a lot of people's mind is AI is coming to take your jobs. And
Yeah.
so people see this AI like, all the aggression people have had about competing with their colleagues, before it was as if I'm competing with my colleague,
Yeah.
you're the one I'm racing against for this promotion. So, but now it just feels like, it's no longer you now, it's AI, because AI is now coming for my job. No, AI is not coming for your job. AI is coming to work with you so you can be better at your job, right? Or better even with life generally, not your job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why we think it's critical that you start to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Start to explore today. What is it that AI can help me do better? And if I just go on from that point around, if we just take it even away from career and professional life to personal life,
Mm-hmm.
and you talk about using it to build a meal plan, that one I'm going to take away because that's one thing I've been trying to write forever and I haven't achieved it. So
Right.
hopefully the next time we have a conversation, I can tell you,
You
oh,
have it.
I have it because I took from your learning
Yeah. Mm.
and I've implemented it,
Right.
but there's just so much. resources available to us.
Mm.
Because I feel like someone might be thinking, oh, I might not be able to get all of these different apps. I might not be able to get, if you have a phone, you have enough.
Yeah.
If you can access a computer, you have
Mm.
enough.
Right.
You know, there's Gemini that is now also available. There's OK Google, there's Siri, Alexa that you can talk to on your
Mm.
phone. And I did like the point you raised around wanting to bounce ideas off someone and feeling like, oh, maybe I don't have anyone to talk to. You've got that opportunity to say, okay, these are the questions I'm having.
Mm-hmm.
What can you provide me?
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying that AI would give you all of the right answers
Indeed.
every time. It is technology, it's learning. So you have to be careful to check the facts that come out of AI. So you still need to do the work of, deciding what you want to take out of it, how you want to use it, and depending on why you're using it, so you need to think about privacy as well. So if you're using it for work, you need to understand what your employer's AI policy is to understand what information you can or cannot put in. I know that a lot of companies are starting to create their own organization AI tools,
Mm-hmm.
so that will be useful to check before you start to put company information into OpenAI. But there is a lot more,
Absolutely.
regardless of all of the
Mm-hmm.
potential limitations of, just checking that the facts are right, and that privacy is set
Mm-hmm.
to what you require it to be based on what you want to use it for. Um, you also said it that AI is a helper.
Mm.
So it's not going to take all of the responsibility off you. There's still something you need to do, but you can do it quicker.
Yeah.
You can do it quicker,
Indeed. Indeed.
So we want to spur you to explore,
Mm.
start to think about it. If you haven't got, I think ChatGPT has got free version that you can
Right. Yeah.
download, and you can, just start to test it out, ask whatever question, and if you're an immigrant to the UK, you can use AI to learn about certain laws,
Mm.
certain what the things that you're not sure about and you're questioning and you're thinking, am I sure this is right or not? You can use that to start to collect the information that helps you to understand how the UK works, because that information is available. I used to scour through gov.uk when I moved to the UK to
Yeah.
find relevant information, but you can leverage AI at this point in time. Is there any question on your mind that you're thinking, who can I ask? Start first by asking AI. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not satisfied, probe it a little further. If you're still not satisfied, talk to an SME in that space.
Expert. Mm-hmm.
But don't wait or procrastinate doing stuff because you think you don't have enough at your fingertip to
Mm-hmm.
start to explore and make progress. Um, yeah, I'll pause there.
Yeah, I think the point you made about don't wait is very key, because a lot of times there's so much we want to get done, but then we feel stuck. We feel
Mm,
stuck because we don't know that first step to take. And AI helps you to at least jumpstart. It reduces your inertia.
mm,
That resistance. That that tension you need to overcome to get started. It helps you. So sometimes it can be that you have the thoughts in your head, it feels all fuzzy, or you're not able to structure it. It can help you structure it. And like Abby, put just a note of caution. Yes, you don't rely, just imagine chat GPT or AI as your assistant, right? You're still in charge. You don't delegate. I mean, sorry, you delegate, but you don't necessarily just take everything hook line and sinker. You still have to provide some level of oversight, just review and ensure that everything is up to what you want. But you're not just going to feel stuck anymore, because it just gives you the first things to start thinking about. Once you ask the question, or once you put in your request, or whatever prompt it is, depending on the tool you're using, it just gives you those initial thoughts, and then you can build on it.
Yes.
Sometimes what is difficult is that first step. It's just setting the ball rolling. And that's what it can really help you to do. So that procrastination, that feeling overwhelmed in your mind because everything feels like it's all over the place,
Yeah.
it's able to help you organize your thoughts or your thinking in a way that you can then build on it. And so that initial, whether it is motivation, you're not finding, once you set it in motion, you can almost always come back. You have something to come back to. So it gives you a different kind of work. It's no longer about getting that thing started. It's now about the more strategic part, which is, can I see, does this align with the body of knowledge I'm familiar with? Is this something I need to check with other sources? And, it becomes a more interesting journey from there onward. So, I just wanted to sum that so that you can get started and stop being stuck.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I like that. Stop being stuck.
Stop being stuck.
That is amazing. That is amazing. I know we can talk about this all day.
All day.
But we wanted to start this conversation to encourage you to start to think about what the steps you can take to make yourself more efficient in 2025. There is a saying in change that the pace of change has never been this fast, and it would never be this slow again. So this is as slow as we're going to get it. And this is a lot already. People are getting overwhelmed. You need to be able to leverage the resources around you to be able to be more productive or to get through the many things. The
Absolutely.
list doesn't feel like it's shrinking. It feels like it's growing longer, So we need to find those tools that help us do more with the limited time that we have. And if anyone has come across the tool that helps to multiply time,
Yeah.
in terms of make 28 hours in a day, please drop a link in the chat or in the comment section so that we can connect. But until then,
I know. It's so interesting, Abby. I mean, I saw this post, and that was why I was trying to search, while you were talking. LinkedIn did a research about the top 15 skills on the rise in the UK, and number one is AI literacy, right? I like number one out of 15. I'm going to share a link to that report. And, it's no longer something like, it's them, it's them thing, it's their thing. It's no longer about that. It's now what's going to stand you out in the market will be potentially your ability to utilize AI, to do the work that you do. So it's no longer about can you do the job? It's about can you get AI to do
to do
this
the
job
job.
better, that sort of thing. So just not
Ab-
to mention.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's kind of reminded me of something I wanted to also mention around using AI to learn the skills
Mm,
that you want to learn. So say you want to become a project manager and you're
mm,
thinking, where do I start from? I really don't have a lot of money to commit to this. AI can help you.
yeah.
It can
Mm,
help you with understanding what the foundations, the free resources that exist, what your learning plan could be without a budget.
yeah.
You can have conversation like you're having conversation with a person and say,
Mm,
okay, I want to pivot into project management. My background is in X, Y, and Z. I haven't got budget to go for trainings, and I want a plan, a learning plan for the next 6 months on things I
yeah.
could do.
Yeah.
You can be as plain and um
Vulnerable.
conversational
Yeah.
as you would with someone if you were talking directly to someone. And what that helps AI to do is to pick the key criterias in your conversation and provide you with suggestions that matches what you need.
Mm,
So if you're not clear about what you're trying to get to. So say, for instance, you don't say you don't have a budget.
Mm.
It might come up with trainings that you need to pay for, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're clear with what you need and say,
Mm.
okay, over the next 6 months, I've got 4 hours a day to learn a new skill. I'm thinking of learning project management. I haven't got a budget for paying for any training, so I would like free resources and a learning plan that I could use to improve my project management skills, you
Mm.
know? So it's it's what's the word? It's something that we cannot ignore.
We can't.
You know,
No.
and we're hoping that we're passing across that, urgency
Yeah. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
pick this up and start doing something today.
Yeah.
Start doing something today about AI, and how AI and me was what I thought about when we're going to have this
Mm.
conversation.
Oh, I
AI
like.
and me, how do we build our relationship?
I love it. I love it. I,
So
I love it. And just as you were talking, I don't know if maybe there's someone out there who, as you're listening to us, you're thinking in your mind like, I'm not quite sure AI will be useful in my industry. Maybe you don't even think your industry is that formal, or I'm here to tell you that AI can be utilized or used in any industry whatsoever. Let's say you're in the UK, and let's say you work in the care sector as an example, and in your mind you think, but I'm just dealing with my patients, or I'm just caring for people that have been assigned to me. You never know. The question is, are there questions you have around the work that you do that feels overwhelming, feels time consuming, and you're wishing like, oh my God, I just wish this could be better? You know what? That's a good question for AI.
yeah.
So feel free. Don't write it off on the surface because what you do doesn't feel techy. No, sometimes it's not about the techiness of the work that you do. It's about the challenges you're facing and how to
Yes.
make that work better. So
Yeah.
it can trigger, and this is where creativity comes in.
Yes.
AI, makes you look smarter than you think you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you asked the question and something you hadn't thought about, it just triggers, and then you're able to build on that to either come up with better ways of scheduling your calls, your shifts, or anything, whatever it is you're doing, just to let you know that AI, cuts across every industry. So please feel free to use it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I'll say, if you're listening to this and you've got questions on your mind and you're thinking, oh, I wish I could ask this question, just put your questions in the comment section,
Mm-hmm.
and we will look to address it the next time we'll have a conversation around AI. And if there's anything you think, oh, I wonder if Dupe and Abimbola can talk about a little bit more around X, Y, and Z, do put your comments in the comment section as well, and we will come back to it as soon as we can. But yes, I know we can keep talking about this, but let's hope that we have been able to pass across that sense of urgency in taking
Yeah.
the next step in building a relationship with AI. So the next time we're coming to respond to some of the comments that you would have put out, and to also share some of the things that might have we might have come across over the period of
Mm-hmm.
time. So I'm going to give you any last words for anyone listening.
I'm just going to say befriend AI. As Abby was talking about, your relationship with AI, I'm like, go on a date with AI. Put a time on your calendar and say, you know what, AI. I mean, I have people who have interestingly given some of the AI, different AI tools, just using ChatGPT as an example. They've given, names. One goes and says, hey guru, or hey uncle, just gives, this personified,
Personal,
that,
yeah.
yeah. And that personal touch gives it a whole different interaction, because you feel a bit safe and comfortable. Whatever you want to do, build your relationship with AI, and let's hope we're able to get you to do that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for spending time
Mm,
with me, Dupe, today to talk about
good.
this. This has been very valuable for me as
Mhm.
well. So we're hoping that you're finding value as you're watching it.
Right.
So we will end here today, and then we will hope to see you some other time.
Sure.
Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.